Yes, hello and good morning. This is the Microphone Club radio show, and you are listening not just to the Microphone Club, but Canon. I'm one of the hosts of this show, and later DJ Triz or DJ Jonah will be joining us. Also, we have two guest segments today. We will be featuring Jet Ramos. Wow, he's a very talented individual, and he's diversified his talent in many different areas within theater, television, and even voice acting and facilitating certain events. He's just an all-around guy. He's what you call a utility individual. Also, we'll be joined by Harvey and Angelica from Viva Voce over at Polytechnic University of the Philippines. Now, that is a public speaking organization, and I'll go ahead and have the president give you a complete overview of what that organization's mission statement is all about and what their future vision is for the Philippines, and also when it comes to partnering with various other entities of the government and universities. So first up and on deck is Jet Ramos. Welcome to the show, and why don't you go ahead and give our listeners like a 2 or 3 minute overview? I just need to step out for maybe 1 or 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you very much, Canon. I'm Jet Ramos, and I'm basically a teacher by profession. I'm actually a teacher, but what I do now is organize seminar workshops, and recently I've gotten into the corporate giveaways business. I've acted in only one production so far, and that was for a Holy Week presentation by CBN Asia. And I'm also into writing screenplays. I'm basically self-taught. Nobody really taught me or motivated me to write scripts. I just had this inkling that I would be talented in such a field. I'm also an MA student, and I'm currently doing my thesis now, and it's all I can say is that it's kind of difficult, but it's okay because at least I'm accomplishing something very worthwhile in my life. I'm also a church leader, being one of the secretaries of the Pastoral Council. I'm also a lecturer, the assistant coordinator of the education committee, and a member of the parish cooperative. What about you, Harvey? Could you tell us more about yourself?
Okay, so once again, guys, I'm Harvey John C. Padilla, the president of Viva Voce COC, and our organization is linked to public speaking and debate. So most probably, we really want to encourage everyone with this craft, because we believe upon how the existence of this craft is really important, not just only to individuals, but also to our society.
Yes, absolutely. I'll just go ahead and follow up that, Harvey. Okay, Viva Voce. What is it all about? Okay, what is it all about? Well, public speaking. Now, how does public speaking impact society? All right, it's actually everywhere. Why don't you go ahead and elaborate?
Because primarily public speaking is one I can consider as an art, which really is influencing others by means of speaking through the public. And we believe by this art that we can enhance the thinking, and we can improve by our society by engaging the youth, by engaging the people, individuals, to significant issues in our society, and making them socially significant to what is really happening. And by doing such, this public speaking would also enhance the confidence and boosting the self-esteem of individuals, and also it will further inculcate them critical thinking upon what they are doing.
Yes. Also, public speaking is as what Kuya Harvey said, is an art, and it also enhances the communication skills of people, whether it be teenagers, adults, or children. Well, public speaking is the way of how we are to communicate, and of course it cultivates the capacity of us to be able to express what we really want to say, and of course our opinions, our feelings to other people. We are able to discern what we like and what we don't like, be able to voice out our opinions to the world, and give out ideas, and of course be able to contribute to enhancement of humanity.
Yes, you. One of the things that I've noticed, especially as of recently, everybody has their own opinion.
Yes.
Yes. Now, when it comes to the context of that opinion, all right, what exactly does a person need to do to pursue public speaking?
Well, primarily, here at public, when you're engaged to public speaking, opinion is really important. Why? Because we believe that opinion is the main root of all of our ideas, and by having such opinions, we can inculcate our perspectives, our principles, our beliefs, and through those thinkings, through those opinions that we can share to others, and by doing such, we can widen and have a more dynamic thinking, a more dynamic society for us to live in.
Okay, that's absolutely spot on. Now, Jet, how would public speaking relate to the areas that you focus on and specialize in?
Okay. First of all, public speaking helps develop one's confidence, because if we know what to say and how to say it, we're going to be on the right track. Second, public speaking helps us uplift not just ourselves but others as well, because we must use public speaking not to make ourselves pompous or great, but to make others feel comfortable.
Yes, and as I was claiming the other day when I was attending one of these events of Viva Voce, it was Voices 2, right?
Yes.
Yes, this was held at the Audio and Video Hall at the Communication College of Polytechnic University. I was explaining that I am not the motivation guy. I'm the why guy. All right. I want to ask you why. Why is it that you have the inner drive? What is your inner drive to make you do what you do? What is your initiative? What is your intentions? Okay? And a lot of it is derived from the question that I asked earlier. Who can get into public speaking? Anybody can, but the number one fear is glossophobia.
Yes.
Of all people, and that is fear of public speaking. Okay, so if you and Jet can just carry on a very brief conversation of how people can pursue public speaking. I mean, is there activities and organizations or networks that they can join? Can they find articles online? Are there books about it? Who would be the best prospect for becoming a mentor, etc.?
Primarily, we believe that public speaking is already been influenced a lot, not only in our nation but also in other nations as well. Because there are really a lot of, let's say, competitions or avenues for us to show this, to show the art of public speaking. As our organization had experienced, we have one here. Angelica is also had already competed into an event, into a national event here in the Philippines, and she was supposed somehow went to the semifinals. If ever she won in that competition, she will be the representative of our country to London. So that's really a great privilege for us, for our organization itself. And also, what I'm trying to say here is this: that public speaking doesn't require anything at all. What the only thing that you need is to have the trust on yourself. That's the main thing that you should have to become a public speaker. Because if you do not trust yourself, how will you empower others? How will you make others believe through themselves as well?
Yeah, yes. And there's a lot of different human needs.
Yes.
Okay. One is certainty.
Mhm.
We all need to feel that
Yeah.
something is going to be a 100% sure thing. And then there's uncertainty in life. We need to have variety.
Yes.
Okay? And then I think the biggest obstacle for individuals or anybody in that matter is fulfillment, the art of fulfillment. What does it take for fulfillment? Well, one, you're going to need to have the courage to do it. And two, you also need to be happy with what you're doing.
Yes.
And there's that saying, it's so cliche, you can't have success without happiness. I believe that's complete BS. Yes. But, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being happy, okay, with the results that you're able to get from the effort that you exert on whatever your passion is. However, when it comes to just happiness and success in general, those are two entirely different things. All right, and happiness is a choice. All right,
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a choice. All emotions that we have is a choice. Our state
Yes.
is influenced by our environment.
Yes.
Okay, and I've said it many times on air, and sometimes I sound like a broken record. Think of all of the different emotions that you go through throughout the span of 1 week.
Doesn't matter. I think we need to be reminded from time to time about the emotions we feel so that we could make better choices.
Exactly. And think of all of the emotions that people go through in a span of 1 week. They go through happiness, anger, sadness, confusion, anxiety. And why is this? It's because of external influences. Okay? A lot of them are ill-informed. You know, it could be something about anxiety. You know, they're stressing over something that may or may not be true. And what they're doing is they'll spread that, and it becomes contagious. And it's because they're ill-informed the majority of the time, and they don't understand the context of what it actually is that... and that's because they just simply don't know. It's due to their ignorance about that specific thing or topic. Yeah. And personally... that's just something, if you're to look at the definition of personal stuff, what that is something that is intimate, something that you want to keep private, okay? In period, exclamation mark, okay? It has nothing to do with the people you associate with, the public, and let alone, it shouldn't be up for debate about public opinion. Okay, and it just comes down to, respect and courtesy of individuals. But however, if you're to look at anger, on the other hand, what does that actually solve? It doesn't solve anything.
Yeah.
Even blaming.
Yeah.
Correct, and even blaming. It's easier to assign blame than it is responsibility for your own actions.
Yes.
Have you ever noticed that? It's like people are always blaming, it comes down to this. For instance, somebody wants to attain a goal in life. Specifically public speaking or television. And what they do is they come up with all of these excuses of why they can't do it. And why is that? Okay? They didn't have enough resources. They didn't have enough...
Connections.
They didn't have enough...
Well,
Confidence.
Okay. Now, what do all of those things have in common? I don't think it is... not being able to get a hold of the resources. I think it comes down to their initiative for resourcefulness. Right? There's those are two entirely different things. Having resourcefulness is, in my opinion, another choice. That means you're taking the action to find something to improvise. That way you can get a result, instead of just postponing it or procrastinating it and hoping somebody comes to your door knocking and saying, hey, you know what? I want to hire you. You got, and that's just not going to happen. All right. So what was another one? Confusion. Why is it people get confused? Because one, they just didn't have enough information about that particular topic or whatever it is. Because of
Because they don't have any stand or certainty about something.
correct. That's spot on. And
Because they don't exert so much effort to learn the right things. Because instead of learning the right things, they just scramble for. They just go through different pieces of information, not knowing that they have to discern between what is true and what is hearsay.
yes, hearsay and naysayers. Wow, they are everywhere. However, to me, I appreciate those type of individuals in society because without them, it wouldn't release all of the ambition that I have inside this mind of mine. It's going to make me strive to become a better individual and become the best I possibly can, just to not only prove them wrong, but just based on my actions. You know, the cliche word comes again. Actions speak louder than words. And, you know, that's just getting so old. Instead of just giving a statement, let's actually give reasoning behind that. Why do actions speak louder than words? Because it produces results. Talk is a means of forming your thoughts to become a plan, and then what you need to do is actually put your body into gear to pursue that goal and result, the end results. We're so tied down to that. You know, there's certainty and uncertainty in life, and personally, I'm getting just like Jet. I'm not saying we're senior citizens. I mean, we're still young. I'm just getting too old for the mundane.
That's okay.
Yeah, the mundane. You know what I mean? It's a time to find variety in life and diversify your talents.
Yeah, and to find your own place in the sun, you must be you must have commitment and a very firm resolution. Because if you don't find your place in the sun, you're just going to be like any other person. For instance, in my case, I decided to be a businessman because I'd like to work with different kinds of people, handle my own finances, and handle my own time. Apart from having a seminar, workshop, training business, I also have a corporate souvenirs business. I call it Passionado because of the word passion and
like aficionado, right?
Yeah, that's
there you
right.
go. Passionado.
And since becoming an entrepreneur, I've developed so much passion. However, I decided to couple it with faith in God because without faith in God, we're not going to be totally happy and totally successful.
I do believe as well.
Yes, that is right. Becoming a businessman or an entrepreneur is it is tough at first.
That's right.
No one starts at the top.
I'm
and works
experiencing it now.
Yes,
but I choose to be cheerful and prayerful.
Yes, prayer is a very powerful thing. A lot of the times we focus too much on our internal influences, our thoughts. All right, and if you're to look at the patterns in your thought process, and this is why I was saying, think of all the different emotions. Okay, there's 6,000 different ways in the linguistic language. Okay, specifically English, to describe emotions, and we all share 12 of them in common, and half of which all make us feel like crap.
Yeah.
Okay, so observe your thought process. Observe the patterns in your minds.
Sometimes I like the initiative to do that, but now that I'm 30, I'm not ashamed to admit my age. I think it's one way of becoming mature, and maturity is a continuous process. So even if we reach a certain age, we should not tell the world that we are totally mature. We still have a lot to learn, even if we're 60, 70, 80, 100, 150, and even 969 like Methuselah.
Yes, and if I may add,
sure,
Kuya Jet, age is a state of mind.
Right?
Okay? I say it so often, and people got to realize this. You are what your environment is and who your influence is.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right? So if you're with well-to-do people, chances are you'll be a well-to-do individual. If you're with bad individuals, come on, process of elimination here.
Yeah, I remember the time I was days before I was to turn 30. I had this feeling that I was not going to be a spring chicken anymore. I went to the extent of having negative thoughts just like this. I admit that. Yes, I admit that. But now that I'm 30 and I've asked my much older friends how it feels to be 30, now I'm more confident and I'm more ready to take on whatever challenge comes my way.
Yeah.
Yes. When it comes to the teenage years, all right, what that is doing is you're just preparing yourself physically for your 20s. Okay? When it comes to I'm serious about this. When it comes to social maturity in the teenage years, or when you get into becoming a young adult, you just don't have it. And that's simply because you haven't gone out and experienced different situations and circumstances in your life to help mold your thought processes and your perception. All right, so what will happen is whatever you've absorbed during that time of your teenage years, that will be your outlook on life. So if you're tied to controversy all the time, and your influence is controversy, whether you're reading novels, books, because the majority of the time we go through that compulsory schooling of 15,000 hours from elementary to high school, which it's fine. It's fine. You know, you're developing thoughts, you're developing a vocabulary, you're becoming an intellect. However, what happens there is those aren't experiences. What that is, it's all a theoretical approach to books. Right. It's all those textbooks are theories of individuals. Yeah. Okay? How will you go out and apply trigonometry riding a jeepney?
Here.
Okay? Okay, how will you go out and, I don't know, let's see here, apply whatever you're learning in math class?
Yeah.
Calculus.
My favorite is business math.
Yes, and business math. Okay, like are you really going to go to Jollibee and then analyze
No, you don't do
you
that.
Know what my favorite components of business math are? Whenever I go to stores, I go for discounts.
Yes.
But when I sell my wares or price my services, I go for markups.
Yes, you have to do that because you need to get your return of investment back.
That is right.
Okay, and what I noticed is a lot of people, it doesn't matter if you're a businessman or a private seller, they always look at their gross income. They don't think about all of the deductions that need to be made.
Yeah, taxes
Yes.
and taxes and all other payables.
Exactly.
I'm very lucky that my home is also my office, so I can do
you don't have
any
any overhead. You don't have to pay any wages to employees.
That
all
is
right?
right.
You're not paying commercial electricity bills. You're not paying commercial internet and telephone bills.
Yeah, I work.
That's a huge
using
savings.
the internet, and whenever I go out, I take every moment as an opportunity to develop my business ideas. And even though I'm not a business major, I'm actually an education major. I think this is one of the best decisions that I have made so far.
Yes, and you know what? We actually do share a lot in common when it comes to business. Wow. There was one project that I ended up doing, and it was for e-learning, okay, and it was for a graduate's course in business, okay, or a master's in business. Yeah. And I'm the one voicing that, okay? So while I'm voicing it, doing my voiceover, I'm also learning at the same time. And this isn't just something that was done inside of 15 minutes. This was over the span of 40 hours, and at times recording sessions exceeding 5 hours at a time. Throughout multiple days, of course. I'm not going to go 40 hours straight. Of course. Yeah, I would just be a wreck by that last script.
Unless you happen to be Ethel Merman, who did her recording, her disco album, in just 2 hours straight.
Wow.
Just to get everything
out of the
over
way.
and done with.
Yes. Her itinerary must have been booked, definitely, for her to make a 2-hour recording.
And now she's in heaven, perpetually in heaven. She happens to be one of my favorite singers.
Okay, what would you recommend? Any songs from her?
Well, they're all disco. They're all disco remixes. In my case, it would be "There's No Business Like Show Business," but that is not true because because we all have to have a fallback. And as in public speaking, once we develop that, we can enter different fields such as performing arts, voiceover, theater, and
Even if you're just applying for a job, like an interview, it
That
can
is
be very
right.
useful.
Yes.
even when you talk to the tindera.
Yes.
Yes, voice acting and public speaking have a lot in common. How do you expect to engage your target audience effectively if you're not able to experience the different tones that you have in your voice?
That is right. Like,
Sarado na ang tindahan.
ano
Yes.
po? Saradong tindahan? Bibili pa naman ako. Ano meron dyan?
Royal lang magkano.
You should join the Microphone Club radio drama
Yeah,
team.
wait. Yeah. And I would ask, magkano pare? Mare.
8 piso lang.
Oh, walong piso
butlat.
lang.
Pasensya na po.
Pasensya
piso
na.
lang.
Wag na
Utangin ko
pasensya.
na lang.
Wag.
Utangin ko na lang. Bukas ko na babayaran.
Yes. So you see
And I would be successful a great deal of the time.
Okay, so that's what you call like improv voice acting. There you go.
Yeah.
I engage with that with Kuya Jet. Yeah, I suggest that you join the Microphone Club radio drama. We
Why
have Nicole. Okay, Nicole, she is really helping us out with a lot of the content and organization within that department, and maybe you have some insight that you would like to share with her and even become part of that department, not just as a voice actor but being a content provider.
Yeah, I'd like to learn
Yes,
a lot from
because
that.
that's also getting your foothold in the experience. You know,
I
it's-
really have to spread my wings,
yes,
not just my spoon and fork.
correct. And going back to how do you expect to engage your target audience effectively if you're not able to experience the different pitches and tones you have in your voice? Think about this for a moment. You've been to a few public speaking engagements, right? And let's rate them like this. All right, let's rate the audience or the crowd. There's a Class A crowd, a Class B crowd, and a Class C crowd.
And even D.
Okay, and Class D. We'll include that. Okay, now, who would Class A comprise of? Educated intellectuals, economically wealthy individuals.
Yeah.
All right, so it would be safe to say that they are borderline professional casual.
Yes.
Okay, now what type of tonality in your voice should you be using?
Formal or the
Yeah.
deeper kind of
Yeah.
voice.
Yes. However, if you're to analyze the crowd and look at how they're reacting, you know, if they're making eye contact with you, that means you're engaging them.
Yes.
If they're talking, everybody's just off staring at the ceiling,
Yeah.
or their attention span is the
If
equivalent
they
of a
just want to
bird.
go somewhere
Yeah.
else, they would go like this. They would go like like this deep inside, and another one too.
Yes, and also when it comes to Class B crowds, you know, it's not about having separation mentality here, but you have to understand different venues call for different type of people.
Different strokes for different folks.
Exactly.
Yes. But with regards to public speaking, with regards to the interest of the audience, because primarily with regards to our art, to our craft in public speaking, we usually use a lot of tones of voice in our field, but mainly public speaking aims not only for the use of those tones and what have you, but rather public speaking uses wants to engage more upon making them feel that you are part of it.
Yes.
And by using somehow a conversational approach, or sometimes if ever like what you have told us, a class A
Yes,
class A
class A.
audience, you would somehow make a use of a more professional sounding, or would say, I would like to say more of
Yes, I understand.
dynamic.
I understand where you're getting at. It all comes down to your delivery.
Yes.
The tone of your voice, the projection of your voice.
Yes.
Because, you know, there's going to be some crowds where even if they're Class A, they could just be a really calm and silent crowd.
Yes.
So are you going to speak like this the entire time to a calm individual and sound all hyper and energetic? No, you're not. Okay, now what if the crowd is really hyper? Are you going to speak like this to them the entire time?
No.
And it's like hello everyone, welcome to Canon Lee's seminar on motivation and, inspiration.
I'm sorry about that.
Yes, and
sorry
cough,
about that.
and cough while doing that.
Must be the cigarettes.
Yes, so you need to analyze the crowd. Are they hyper? Are they
What they
active?
feel. Yeah.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
because in public speaking, like what you have told us earlier, it's not really upon how you make yourself, you deliver yourself rather, but it's also about how you interact with your audience, how you make your audience feel that they are part of what you're saying. That's really what is important here at public speaking.
Yes.
Because at public speaking, you're not only about promoting yourself, but rather you are engaging and empowering your audience to be part of what you're saying and to be part of the solution or maybe an information that you want to tell them.
Yes.
Let
Because
me
you
add to
don't
that.
just
No,
encourage
ladies
your-
first.
Because you don't just encourage yourself, but you encourage other people.
Yes.
You don't just say, I can do this, we can do this when you do public
And that
speaking.
is another human need. I was talking about 6 human needs earlier. You know, there's certainty, uncertainty, fulfillment. And here's another one. Contribution outside of oneself. We feel that we need to give back to society. All right, and that helps gives us certainty. It helps gives us confidence. It helps benefit those that are around us that we're contributing to, or maybe we actually have a cause and we're true to that cause of informing, inspiring,
Yes.
involving, and empowering whoever it is. And that's why I like the mission statement of Viva Voce, and that is why I see a very bright future for that organization because everybody is active. You can see it and not just in the way they present themselves. I'm not talking about their attire.
I would
All
love
right.
not to talk about that.
Their voices. their
Yes, but as a
angels.
whole, I mean, if you were to look at their attire, yeah, they're students. Come on, come on. Yeah, but I mean, even I,
too.
yeah, you see, we shouldn't be stereotyping. Everybody, gosh, I just love the spontaneous.
But you know, it's a
uh,
matter
stuff.
of it's
Yeah.
a matter of giving your best foot forward. Of
Yes.
course,
Yes.
we should not wear attire that is torn or inappropriate, or else we would elicit such responses like,
A werewolf, right?
"Yeah,
Yes.
You sir have a lot of sound effects out there.
You're ready for this.
No, you should really become part of the Microphone Club
Yeah,
radio
I'd like
drama
to.
with
like a
Nicole. I
walking
think you
radio
two would get along
drama.
just fine.
sure."
One-man radio drama.
Yeah, it's a one-man radio drama.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
yes,
not
yes.
about trumpeting ourselves just because of our outfits, just like this. I think it's about making people feel comfortable.
Hey,
Yes.
I just came up with a brilliant idea.
What?
All right, I'm going to invent a new device. All right, but it requires that you have, you know, those wires that they attach to your head to read your brain waves.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
it requires that you wear a cap that has those wires that attach to your
Oh
head.
my
your skull.
God.
And what it will do is every time it picks up a negative vibe or something that involves a problem inside of your mind, it'll play that sound effect.
Just like this.
Yes. So it's like I'm thinking something negative. It's like, damn, I didn't get that raise at work.
Just like this.
Or it would be something like, oh man, I can't believe she did that. And then it would be that sound effect. Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
I do think they have those kind of stuff. I mean, it's a shirt. I've watched it in The Big Bang Theory, wherein, well, you do it manually. Like, I'm doing something cool, then you're gonna play Darth Vader's song or something like that. It's really cool. It's a very cool invention. It adds statement to your personality.
And this goes for desperate people.
Walang himala! Hindi totoong may himala!
Okay, what did that say?
It says there's no miracle. Miracles are not true.
Just like Nora Honor. No miracle.
Yes.
Miracles are in the heart.
Yes. I have something really crude to say about miracles, but yeah, I'll just keep my mouth shut.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so we're coming up on the closing 12 minutes of the show, and I do believe we'll extend an extra 5 minutes to help compensate for our late start. And this is to give courtesy to our guests who were kind enough to not just arrive early, but take time out of their day to come here and guest to help provide content for the Microphone Club radio show. Both Viva Voce
Yes.
and Kuya Jet, you're always welcome to come back. But before we
very
come
much.
up on the closing, say 15, 20 minutes or so, I would like to play a commercial that I produced for DJ Clue. He is a very talented DJ, and he's been in the industry for about 20 years. He guested on our show a few months back, but why don't you guys go ahead and listen to this?
Sure.
DJ Clue.
Kick it.
Exclusive One Records. DJ Clue from the city of San Fernando, Pampanga. DJ Clue.
Let's go.
Remixing will never be the same again. Panga's finest DJ.
Put your hands up.
Find DJ Clue on Facebook. www.facebook.com/DJ Clue online. DJ Clue. This commercial was brought to you by the Microphone Club Network. Find us on Facebook. www.facebook.com/Microphone Club Network. DJ Clue.
Kick it.
Okay, and we are back off of that short 2-minute commercial break that was promoting DJ Clue. You guys go ahead and check him out on Facebook. Find him on Facebook. That's www.facebook.com/DJ Clue online. And that commercial was brought to you by the Microphone Club Network. Find us on Facebook. That's www.facebook.com/Microphone Club Network. What is a Microphone Club Network? We are a nonprofit, member-driven organization of anybody that uses a microphone as a medium to make their living, whether they're making a living from it or not, or even if they're aspiring to become part of the voice industry. We provide advocacy programs and mentorship to those that are aspiring. That way they can develop the fundamentals and best practices and techniques to just not become successful, but operate a private studio. And also when it comes to production house etiquette, etc. I could just keep rambling on, but we have about 9 more minutes. Guys, closing thoughts. You guys have the mic. This is your time to do what you want, self-promote, whatever.
Yes.
Age first.
Okay. So once again, we're from Viva Voce COC, and we would like to promote our event this coming January 2015. It's You Speak Junior. We're engaging high school students. We're really into it, and we want almost every high school students to be part of our public speaking competition that will be held here at the AFP Theater. And by doing such, we also offer such competitions in Dagliang Talumpati, extemporaneous speaking, oration, and debate. That is why we want you guys to be part of this prestigious event. Okay?
Okay. We'll be sending out invitations, and of course, if you want to register, we can register online.
Yes.
Right. We have our website, which is
Viva Voce COC.
Yes, and of course, if you really want to join, and we would want, if we are to send invitations, we would like to get reply letters from you guys so that we will be able to confirm whether you are to really committed to join or not. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Ramos Relations Consultancy is now open to different types of clients, and especially organizations who would like to hold seminars on the following: effective communication,
Yes.
personality development, servant leadership, developing passion in the workplace, and other similar topics.
Yes.
So for more information, please do visit my page. It's www.facebook.com/ Ramos Relations Consultancy. Or you may search for Ramos Relations Consultancy
Yes.
by typing that name on the placeholder, then
Yes. And
voila, it's there.
And if ever you guys would like help promoting either your organization or Ramos Relation Consultancy, remember the Microphone Club Network comprises of voice actors, voiceover artists, character voicers, and remember, it's a non-profit member-driven association of voice actors. So we can provide you guys with a radio commercial and an online infomercial to help you out. And we have a wide range of different talents to choose from. Basically at no cost. All we ask for is cross-promotion. That's it.
And I'd like to promote my other business. It's relatively new. Yes. It's called Passionata Souvenirs. It's different because instead of calling my products corporate giveaways, I call them souvenirs because they not only promote the company that wishes to give out souvenirs, but it provides loyal clients with very practical souvenirs, such as pens, mugs, tumblers, flash drives, fans, and even umbrellas. So for more information about my products, please do contact me at 0915 665 5176. And the website, the Facebook page for Passionata Souvenirs will be coming out soon this month.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Great stuff. Great stuff. This was a really good episode of the Microphone Club radio show. In fact, I don't even want to refer to them as episodes anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, even though it's a radio show once per week, I believe that it should be highlighted. The Microphone Club radio show with special guests, X guest, X1 guest, or, just an example. Okay? Just an example, kind of like X number of oranges or X number of apples. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that's a much better approach. And it wouldn't surprise me if other radio shows here start implementing that idea. It seems that they're following suit. The Microphone Club Network, I'm going to go ahead and do a thinly veiled brag, and I don't want to make it come across as I'm proud, but or rather mayabang, but I am actually proud of what the Microphone Club has become, because it hasn't just helped build the people within the network, their entire individuality, but we've also given back to society through not just through radio broadcasts, not just to the members, but we'll also be doing an event for I won't say the name of that company on this station. However, it's really huge, and they're known internationally. They are a hidden gem in the rough. They are a sleeping dragon within the media broadcast industry, not just for radio, but television as well. And, it's an honor to not just be... They came to us. They came to DJ Jonah and I. Yeah. About this, and it was really, heartwarming. It's the satisfaction. We felt fulfillment, all of the hard work. I'm not saying that this is the one time, big time. It's not. It's nothing like that. The whole point of the Microphone Club Network is to create unity within the voiceover industry, not just in the Philippines, but the ASEAN region. And we are the first network of this kind in the Philippines and ASEAN region. We're trying to develop unity because everybody is out for themselves. They're out to... It's like the Wild West. Yeah, let's use that analogy. Yeah, it's just like the Wild West. You go to any production house, any other radio station, a lot of times you'll see station ornaments, not just sitting around in the booth, but even at the production houses, what they'll do is gosh, I want to use profanity right now, and I'm biting my tongue, but it just makes me sick sometimes, literally ill. Yeah, to just see what happens at production houses.
Why?
and how they treat voice actors, voiceover talents, and voiceover professionals. It makes me sick. It's because what has happened, 20, 30 years ago, the competition wasn't that great, and that's simply because the technology wasn't available for voice artists to create a demo. Back then, there was only a handful of different production houses you could go to, and you needed to submit a cassette tape or an 8-track or even a CD. All right, and back then, technology was so expensive. I mean, I remember when a CD Walkman was like $120. Yeah, and that was a lot of money back then during that economy. And imagine what more a cassette player or an 8-track back then. I mean, there was even a time where regular Nintendo was approaching like $100 or over $100. And in today's time, with all those 8-bit sounds and graphics, that's nothing in the grand scheme of things. Now, what has happened now? Technology has closed the gap. It has closed the gap in a way that anybody can get into voiceover. Anybody can get into voice acting. Anybody can acquire the technology and the resources needed to produce a demo. And they can send it via email. All right. So what has happened is you've seen all of these voiceover and voice acting websites spawn all over the place, and all these other different production houses. And what has happened is the distribution of wealth, that's where people go. All right. There's no sense of unity or professionalism in a lot of them. And another thing, when it comes to that, why don't you go ahead and elaborate, Jet? I'm just going to keep rambling on.
Honestly, it's a dog-eat-dog world, but that doesn't mean that we have to join the fray. Instead, we should treat each other like brothers and sisters and respect each other's diversity, such as culture, sexuality, creed, and even.
You know what? It's great that you bring that up. Do you want to hear? Before we get off air, I would like to read the Microphone Club mission statement, word for word, okay?
No problem.
It's kind of long, medyo mahaba, pero I think that it needs to be put on air. We'll just extend maybe 3 to 5 more minutes, if that long.
Ayos lang.
Yes.
Fine.
Okay.
For our information.
Yes,
Yeah.
and this is also promoting DWDD as well. And just so you know, we're live streaming at dwdd.com.ph, and you can go ahead and find them on Facebook. That's DWDD1134, and they're also on Twitter, #Katropa. Okay, we would like to give a quick shout out to our station manager, Major Michael T. Aquino, and what about you? What were you going to say?
Can we greet our officers at Viva Voce COC?
Sure.
Hi, Agata Bensalida. We're here at DWDD, and also to our advisor, Miss Clarita Valdez Ramos.
Okay, and how about you?
I'd like to greet everyone at San Roque Parish and to my classmates and professors at De La Salle, Manila. I'd also like to greet everyone else in this country because I'd like to promote not just my businesses but my advocacies, which are promoting brotherhood, sisterhood, and also creating an honest work environment.
Yes,
it's not all about money. It's
it's
all about morality.
You gotta love honesty, because you can't really judge people based on first impressions and hearsay, because ultimately through time you'll see if they're a sincere individual that has integrity, and ultimately if that will display the faith that you're able to give in them. But however, let's go ahead and move on to the mission statement of the Microphone Club. It is kind of long, so I'll speed read it. Our mission is to strengthen, improve, and promote the artistic, professional, and economic success of freelance professional voice actors in the Philippines. We are committed to integrity, creativity, and the pursuit of excellence, and we advocate for the highest ideals and practices within all aspects of the voiceover marketplace. The Microphone Club is a non-profit, member-driven Philippine association of voice actors, broadcasters, and speakers that seeks to educate members in the essentials of voice-over performance skills and operating a private studio. Microphone Club provides mentoring to voice talents across a spectrum of techniques and recording skills, engaging membership in a meaningful community, and ensuring proficient and uniform standards for the practicing voiceover or voice acting professional. A core value of the Microphone Club is that our strength lies in our diversity and inclusion, and we are committed to the broadest involvement of our members regardless of their gender, race, age, religious beliefs, disability, nationality, sexual orientation, and identification or association status. Microphone Club strives to educate and engage members so they may be full participants in the workings of their organization. We are proud to be a model of inclusion, a democratic organization of transparency and governance. So why would somebody want to join something like this? Well, the Microphone Club, we work to inform, inspire, involve, and educate and empower about the best practices and standards for ethical conduct and professional expertise. And we communicate voice acting's importance to the public and business leaders and affirm the power of professional quality voicing and recording. And I'll just stop there. We're coming up on the last 30 seconds of the show. Coming up next is Tinig Kabataan with the host of that show. Yeah. So, I don't even want to attempt to read that. Would you like to read that, Harvey? Why don't you guys read that in unison, simultaneously?
Yes.
All right. You that piece of paper right there. Do you see that text?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you read that, please? Put on your best voiceover skill. You know what a voiceover sounds like?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll
They sound
try.
all boomy. It's like, kayo ay nakatu. You know, something like that.
Sorry.
Go.
Ito ang DWW 1134 kHz